Welcome, Gemini Cancer, to your end of the month reading for April. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please hit that big old like button. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you in your energy. This is for your sun, moon, and rising, and of course, cross watchers. Okay. The new beginning with the suffering and silence coming out together. We're having the end. So you definitely have a new beginning when the end is here. It's almost like you're tired of suffering in silence. You're ready to move on, my friends. So if you are receiving any kind of leadership opportunity, which is going to make you want to get off this rock over here, now is the time to really start working on that as the solar eclipse is coming through. You might be feeling like things are kind of changing up a little bit around you. Making you want to take on the reins. If you feel like somebody is not taking the reins, my friends, and you want to take those reins away from them, right? Because maybe they're breaking promises or not getting things done. They're irresponsible, showing a lot of irresponsibility, excuse me. Really getting the power going over here. Wow. So there is this definite power coming towards you. Not going to put up with it anymore. Well, see, that's the suffering in silence. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm done sitting over here. I'm done being sad about the situation. I'm done being disappointed with the way that things are working out within my life. If you feel like things were getting stuck in your professional job, you might be finding a new professional job. So if you feel like there's any kind of impatience, wow, there comes the patience. I was feeling the impatience over here. If you feel like there's anything kind of impatient going on around you, this is also going to end as it's sitting underneath the 9, because you can see 1 + 4 is 5, meaning that the impatience is going to change. You're going to find your patience back. And for some of you who said, I didn't even know I had any, well, here it comes, right? Yeah. So where you felt like the prosperity wasn't really coming and being delivered to your door, or any kind of false promises, or however it is that's going on around you, my friends, from maybe earlier in the month or from last month, you can definitely see the change coming around you as this new beginning is really sparking up. As that solar eclipse is coming through, it's definitely inspiring you with your sacral chakra straight into your solar plexus, really giving you the compassion of the heart over here to really start doing things for yourself. You might even see your creativity through your throat chakra really starting to spark as well. And I'm seeing that because of the blue in the cards, the red in the cards, right? The orange is going on. For those of you who are like, how do you know? Because I see all the colors coming together, my friends, which is really telling me that you're really going to walk in this new light and this real different kind of energy that's coming on around you, really sparking up. Like I said, just this kind of different energy. So if you're waiting for some kind of fair compensation coming from someone or something, or some kind of promotion or something will definitely be happening. It feels like there was some kind of temptation that was going on around you. I can feel the energy with the impatience now becoming patience, to where this toxicity or the fear of not knowing what is coming through or how this is going to pan out is really was taking a huge toll on your life, because there's fears, there's doubts, so that the prosperity begins will actually become right side up. But now that you have the power coming back at you and the courage, you can see these things coming to light, which is going to actually lighten you up as well. There it is, trapped in fear. We're going to put it over here next to the temptation, because it's really saying, there you are. But the reason they have it here, and I'm going to tell you why, even though you could put it here under the temptation, the reason it's under the patience is because it's saying the impatience is coming from where the anxieties are starting. So when you have impatience, it causes anxieties, right? Or the anxieties are causing the impatience, however it is for you. Everybody's a little different. As soon as we feel doubts and insecurities about the situation and start getting into our own mind and feeling trapped, it can cause impatience to want to get through it, to really want to move to the next place, or vice versa. But this is where all the toxicity and the fears and the doubts are coming from, because it, like I said before, it's where you're feeling like you're weakening down within the situation of how to change this failed delivery, like this, this failed situation. How am I going to touch base? How am I going to find my assertive side? Well, it's coming. It's coming. The assertive side of you is coming out. Okay. The deception and envy. So where you might even feel like you were the one who kind of deceived yourself in a situation by keeping yourself in the unknowing, and within this energy, it's kind of like you put your own blinders on, to not seeing that there could be any kind of outcome for yourself, to change the situation. And that was because of the fear of the unknowing. Um, and it makes you feel very uncomfortable. So you might even feel like, for some of you, you might even been kind of hiding behind a mask for yourself, and that is the not the type of deception way so much, or envy way. It's more of the deceiving the world to make everybody believe you're doing okay. So I'm not feeling good inside, but I'm going to work with a smile on my face. Do you see? That's that kind of deception. So it's kind of deception towards yourself, and allowing everybody to believe everything's going to be okay, right? Everything's going fine within your life, because you don't want people worried, right? So it's showing this, right? It's showing that this is the energy that you're putting on, but now we have this hopeful outcome that's coming through. And I love that, because we're talking about this, solar eclipse, and I just keep seeing when the sun is shining after the darkness. Well, what is a solar eclipse, my friends? It's when that darkness, the energy that's shifting when we have a solar plexus, is very different from a lunar eclipse, because a lunar eclipse is more enlightening. It's more, on a different kind of spiritual thing. This is kind of like where it takes all the past energies of negativity, and it kind of makes you feel a little wishy-washy, a little weird, because it's going to cleanse. The sun is going to cleanse those energies. And that's why a lot of people get a lot of great prosperities and stuff out of the solar eclipse, because it's kind of resetting. I think that's how I said it in a personal reading. It's resetting the energies. That's a good way of putting that. Cleansing, resetting. It's resetting for sure. And it's going to give you a more hopeful. And now I love this, because if you see these two cards, it's like this is where you're starting, and and then the very end of the month, on the 30th or so, it's like this is, it's just kind of like, I'm going to get down. I found the courage, and I don't know, I just feel so much better. And then it's going to say, because everything's more hopeful, you can actually feel your goals and everything coming back together, right after you kind of, when you're feeling better as well. You don't feel like you're living in a facade. Sometimes the deception card of the Seven of Swords is like, I'm living kind of in a facade in my own kind of land. Maybe I am, don't have to pretend like everything's hopeful. It's actually becoming so, type of thing. Okay. Oh, absolutely. And this is like, the Eight of Cups coming out with the Nine of Swords is saying, well, because now I can move past this. It's like, finally, I feel like there's progress that needs to be made, as I'm feeling this new energy that's coming through. So you know that you can let go of that cup. You can get off of this rock and say, okay, now I'm going to start wandering. And see, she's got the wand in her hand as she's sitting down. And she's just kind of sitting over there, kind of contemplating, what am I going to do? How do I get off this rock? And once you finally do, it's like you left this cup behind, because you don't need that cup. That cup's not, that was the 9. So pretty much you can kind of see this rock that she's sitting on as being that cup in some ways, right? So you could say, I left this cup behind. I don't need it anymore. So now I'm 8 of Cups. I'm getting down so that I can have progress to where I need. And I'm going to actually use this stick to walk on, because it's going to help me get further. Because it still don't feel 100, but at least now I have the determination to get up, to move, because I feel more empowered. You might even have a fire sign around you, a Leo or somebody around you, who is actually empowering this move, who's actually like, come on, let's get up. Let's brush our teeth. Let's, Listerine. Let's brush our hair. Let's go. Change them clothes. Let's go. Get out of your jammies. However it is, you know what I mean? But just the whole idea of making this way to give you a new kind of hindsight and new perspective and newfound power within yourself. So it could be yourself that did it. Maybe you just kind of kicked yourself in your own butt and said, you know what, I can't lay here all day. I ain't doing shit if I just lay here. Or somebody could have actually come in and told you that. Right? And it's because you've actually have found some inner peace. And I think, though, that's the biggest piece here, is that finding the inner peace within yourself and trying to really empower yourself to get to where you need to be. You weren't really going to really listen to this person unless you already had something that was already in your mind to make you want to do so. Because otherwise, in seriousness, if somebody came to you and said, get up, change them clothes, Listerine, let's go, you probably would have told them, kick rocks. I don't feel good. But because you already were in a state of already feeling the change in the end of the month now, sorry, it always seems past because I see these pictures. So I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm talking in the past. As you're feeling these new energies, trying to keep up, it's going to push you to want, okay, fine, I'll get up. You're right. Right? Because you have the logical thinking and the understanding, but you also feel like it's time. It's time. It's now time to do so. And that's because you've been doing the healing. You have been, feeling like, you know what, there's some kind of thought going on within the process that knows that it's time no matter what. So, like I said, whether or not they're coming to kick you in the butt or you just do it to yourself, it doesn't matter because it's going to bring in the Wheel of Fortune. It's also going to bring in this over awareness of knowing that you need this new beginning, this new change, and this new chance, and to actually recycle. So by doing so, you're actually going to be opening up this kind of door that says, yes, now is the time, and this is where the hope is coming through to really get to where you need. With the Knight of Cups, with the Hermit saying, I'm not going to hermit anymore. I don't have the impatience anymore. I'm feeling good. I'm going to take everything really moderate. And that's what you're saying. I'm going to take a moderate step, but I'm forcing myself to get out of cold shouldering the situation or the world. So there's no more closed doors. And this is kind of where that deception is too, because in its own way, you're really shutting kind of the world out, but you're putting on a smile, my friends, and saying, no, I'm fine. But this, if you do have this other friend, they're saying, bull S. Right? Because I know you and I know when you don't feel good. So, however it is, that person knows you very well. They know you're bullshitting them. You're lying. Okay. So, now it's time to actually start regaining and re-giving to yourself and giving back to yourself where you had lost the prosperities. So, that's really going to give you victory over any kind of fear or dread or any of that temptations of what's going on within your life. Where the trap to fear is with the anxieties, you're starting to use your intuition, and your intuition is really starting to spike. And that's because you're kind of meditating, and you're kind of looking at it from a different point of view, and you're kind of saying, okay, well, time to really get balanced, really learn and communicate through my higher self about the situation. I really need to start, really planning on what to do next and really getting my life. So at the end of the month, you're really going to find that there's going to be a lot of different kinds of challenges coming to you that are going to bring you victory, but they're going to come mostly from your intuition on how to do things, because you know that you're imbalanced and you know that you don't feel wonderful. And even though you got down and you got the courage enough, to kind of grab life by the horns, you're still dealing with some little things. There could even be somebody who's really upset you with the King of Swords over here. It could be an Aquarius, doesn't have to be some kind of air sign, because you're saying, but I'm still not going to speak with you. I'm still not there. And maybe they're also a deceiver in this situation to also, cause this havoc. But you have no desires over here to speak with this person. And in seriousness, I don't see any desire for them to speak back to you. So whatever went down within that situation, if this is what this situation was that really sparked this to begin with, You don't have to worry about them coming to say anything because they don't want to say nothing. They're just kind of taking on their own authority and kind of being um, who they want to be and doing their thing, um, and kind of keeping their ball away from your court. Let's put it that way. And you're going to like that. And this is where it's going to really bring in the hope and the strength because you don't have to worry about them coming and causing any kind of unsuccessful situation with you to where it's going to hurt again. It looks like they thought they were some kind of golden god or maybe manipulated a situation. But however it is, they definitely had some kind of control within something that was going on. And now you're saying, I'm not going to lose any control over this situation because now I have the manifestation. So during this solar eclipse would be a great time to really shine your magic and really start even gaining more extra strength. As you feel this going, you're going to grab it and you're going to pull it and you're going to say, that's fine. And it is, it's going to feel like you kind of have the magic touch over here, where you didn't feel like you did before. And it's going to allow you to travel through. I also see a traveler coming in for some of you who is obviously going to offer you something. And it could be just service and support of some kind of situation. Which is very good, very, very good. And, this is going to bring in a lot of harmonious energy to your home, to your life, and allow you to really rest and have the relaxation, and really live in the moment, and kind of giving yourself a little bit of self-care as well, not having to embrace any of the things that went wrong, right? Because it's done. You've changed it. You've walked out of that chapter. So now it's just time to make this kind of internal shift to where you're just getting passionate and strength back to where you really need it to be. A lot of you, it could be just the ninth house itself, the second house, or the fifth house. The ninth house is just, that spiritual house, the house of getting back to my spiritual center in the end, right? And it might be the second, fifth, and ninth house. But however it is, the ninth house is going to play a big role towards the end over here with the high priestess because you're going to want to feel spiritually centered for yourself. So that way you can feel balanced and really get the good sense of your psyche and allow your higher vibrations to really try to, really give you that self-care, right, that you really are needing at this time. And really embracing it with this, wow, I love that. With the star card, the strength card, and the magician, it's kind of like embracing the situation to allow the manifestation and the magic to happen around yourself. Okay, and allowing yourself to take action where action is really needed for yourself. Okay, but watch this traveler coming in. This traveler will probably come in around May, the very end of the month. You probably hear some kind of message coming from them. And hopefully during May, we will see something about this traveler. Who is this traveler? Is this an Aries? Is this a Capricorn? Is this a Virgo? Who is this person? And what are they offering you? And what do they really want? Right? So hopefully that will come back into play. We cannot say it will. If it doesn't come back up, you'll figure it out, right? But you never know. I always say that just in case it comes back up, because then we could be like, oh, remember what happened at the end of the month? Right? Oh, we were talking about this traveler. So, okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.